A very good morning to one and all. Welcome to the next lecture of online theory class series of subject Novel Drug Delivery System. I am Mrs. Aarti Majumdar, Associate Professor, Department of Pharmaceutics, Smriti College of Pharmaceutical Education, Indore. Dear students, today we are going to start our discussion on a very important topic, that is microencapsulation. Before starting our discussion, I would like to summarize the main points over which we are going to discuss under this heading microencapsulation. Dear student, first we are going to discuss what is microencapsulation. Then we have to discuss about what are the objectives of microencapsulation, and then later on we will discuss about fundamental considerations of microencapsulations such as nature of core and coating material along with various microencapsulations methods, various microencapsulation technologies. So students, starting with the definition of microencapsulation. We can define microencapsulation as the process of applying relatively thin coating over small micron size solid particles or liquid droplets or liquid dispersion or gaseous dispersion with the aim of achieving certain specific objectives such as protection from the environmental condition or many other objectives which we are going to discuss in our later section. Dear student, as the name indicates, microencapsulation, the particle size ranges from several tenths of micron to maximum 5000 micron. If the particle to be coated has particle size greater than 5000 micron, then it is termed as macroencapsulation or macro coating. So in this topic we are going to discuss about microencapsulation, that is encapsulation of core materials having size range of 1 micron to 5000 micron. Now, what are the various objectives of this microencapsulation? Why it is necessary to encapsulate certain core material? So, the answer of this question is that there are certain drugs which are very sensitive to the environmental condition, which are very prone to hydrolysis or oxidation, such as vitamin A palmitate, and many other drugs are also there. So these types of drugs which are very prone to hydrolysis or oxidation and other environmental conditions, if they are being coated with an stable coating material, then their stability gets increased. So first objective of microencapsulation process is to provide protection from various environmental conditions such as hydrolysis and oxidation. Then another objective of microencapsulation process is to mask various organoleptic properties such as taste, color. Certain drug materials, drug substances and many active pharmaceutical ingredients, they are very bitter in taste. So to mask that bitter taste, microencapsulation can be done. By doing so, the core material will be coated with a tasteless coating material, and which gives an acceptability and increase acceptability of that dosage form. Example of this objective is acetaminophen. Acetaminophen is a bitter tasting drug which is coated with an coating material, which we are all the coating material which we are going to discuss in our later section. So this acetaminophen, when microencapsulated, then it fulfills the objective of masking bitter taste of the drug molecule. Then another objective of microencapsulation is to provide controlled drug delivery and targeted drug delivery to particular drug molecule. For example, various hormones like progesterone and certain drugs, isopropyl dinitrate and islets of Langerhans. It is a hormone which is used for the treatment of for the management of diabetes. So these hormones, they are microencapsulated with the purpose of controlling the release of the drug, which is encapsulated. Another objective of microencapsulation is to avoid various adverse effects caused by the drug molecule over the body. For example, certain drug substances such as aspirin and potassium chloride, they are very corrosive to gastric mucosa. They causes gastric ulcer. So to minimize this adverse effect, these drugs can be microencapsulated so that this gastric irritation is minimized. Another objective is to impart better handling properties to the substance, to the core material. For example, in case of liquids or oils, the handling can be improved by converting liquid droplets into solid by coating them with the solid polymers or solid coating membranes. Example of this fulfillment of this objective is coating of microencapsulation of liquid crystal and coating of mixture of menthol and camphor, which is called as eutectic mixture, which remains in liquid consistency at room temperature. So by coating menthol and camphor mixture, two objectives are fulfilled. First, better handling properties, and secondly, their volatility is also reduced. So their stability is increased. Now, coming to the fundamental consideration, first, the core. What could be the core materials which can be microencapsulated? So, dear student, core material ranging from particle size from 1 micron to 5000 micron can be microencapsulated, and core material could be various active pharmaceutical agents, ingredients such as aspirin, acetaminophen, potassium chloride, isopropyl dinitrate. Many active pharmaceutical ingredients can be microencapsulated, or they can be proteins or peptides such as enzymes, such as urease, and hormones such as islets of Langerhans. Insulin can be encapsulated, and volatile oils, or they can pigments and catalysts, etc. Now, the coating materials are selected on the basis of whether it is able to coat the core material with a uniform film which should be cohesive to the core material, or the coating material, it should be compatible and non-reactive to the core material. Also, this should be kept in mind before selection of coating material, that the film formed by the coating material should have sufficient strength, flexibility. It should be able to impart proper stability to the core material, and the film should be impermeable to atmospheric gases so as to provide environmental protection. Sometimes with the coating material, certain other chemical substances are added to provide certain characteristics to the coating film, such as colorant can be added to provide an aesthetic appeal to the microcapsules, or sometimes some plasticizers are added to provide flexibility to the coating film, and also some certain chemical substances or cross-linkers are added to provide proper cross-link film of proper strength. Now, various coating materials which are used for the microencapsulating of various drugs which are used for the microencapsulation process can be of four types. They can be water soluble resins or water insoluble resin. Waxes and lipids can also be used for microencapsulating core materials, and with the aim of targeted drug delivery, microencapsulation can be done with the help of anthric resins also. Now, various examples of water soluble resins are gelatin, starch, polyvinyl pyrrolidone, carboxymethyl cellulose, hydroxyethyl cellulose, methyl cellulose, polyvinyl alcohol, and polyacrylic acid. These all are water soluble resins which are used as coating material in microencapsulation process. Certain insoluble water insoluble resins which are used for the microencapsulation are ethyl cellulose, polyethylene, polymethyl methacrylate, polyamide or nylon, silicones, etc. These are commonly used water insoluble resins which are employed in microencapsulation process. Various waxes and lipids such as paraffin wax, beeswax, cornuba wax, spumacetic wax, and stearic acids can also be employed in the microencapsulation process for coating of core material. Anthric coating resins such as shellac, zine, cellulose acetate, phthalate. These are examples of anthric resins which are used in the microencapsulation process for imparting anthric coating characteristics. Dear student, in today's lecture we have discussed about what is microencapsulation, what are the various objectives of microencapsulation, what are the various core materials which are used in microencapsulation process, and what are the characteristics of various coating material along with the examples of coating material. In our next session, we are going to discuss about various microencapsulation methods. Thank you.